the whole thing I keep, because we work with REST and Mercury Dynamics do a lot of the behind the scenes. Everything used to be ran in-house. I think I told you I used to blue screen my PC running code and stuff like that because it just couldn't do it. So we've got Mercury to do a big lot of stuff. The stuff that we're throwing at them that they're able to pull off is insane. The past 2 to 3 weeks, some of the feedback we get, it's still a bit unreal in a really nice way, because where SourceSheets is right now is still the picture I had 6, 9, 12 months ago. So to use it every day, like I spent last night 650 and 450 quid on Cogita in about an hour, and it's just I know how good it is, but it's still to accept it is different. I said to REST a couple of days ago, I said it feels like I'm gonna like wake up from a trip and just be like, oh yeah, okay, it wasn't that easy. Okay, yeah. It's nice that we had our first affiliate payout on Friday, 28th.
Oh, right, yeah.
And it was the happiest
that was
money.
A nice feeling, weren't it?
Yeah. And even though it's as a company paying out money, loved it. Best money I've ever paid out, because it means so much to have users enjoy it enough to recommend it as a service.
It just goes to show that you're offering the right things really to the right people.
Yeah.
And what you're doing, you believe in, and people believe in it too, and that's what's important, really, isn't it?
100%. I think that's one of the things that I keep pushing on people, is saying it's not SourceSheets and stuff hasn't been set up similar to you guys. You're not setting up anything specifically to say we're going to do this to make loads of money. SourceSheets exists for me, so that I've got this all-in-one hub to run a business from. SourceSheets isn't the business.
It's interesting you say that, really, actually, because I mean, Court can attest to this as well, that FTF, the core of it, has never been something that we have ever, will ever intend to make money off. Up until this date right now, 2.5 years, FTF, the core of it, has been 100% reinvestment. We've not taken a penny out of it. Yeah. I don't think there's many groups out there that can hold their hands up and say they've done the same, but me and Court can. We've not taken a penny from FTF, and it's all gone back into the group.
100%.
Every single penny.
Yeah, that's why I say to people, if SourceSheets as a product doesn't work well, the only salary...
At the end of the day, me and Court use it as well. I imagine it'd be the same view. The features you're building out, like you quite already said, it's a hub. It's things that is useful to not only the people that you're trying to bring in, but also for yourself as well. It's things you can actually use for your own business. It's brilliant. It's basically like a big resource pool, isn't it?
Yeah, that's my essentially my wages for keeping it all going is a free membership. That's how I look at it. That's it. There you go.
Absolutely.
I won't keep you, because this is what I do. I'll waffle and we'll keep people all night. So it's just a nice opportunity. We got, like I said, we had Taylor from Cogita the other night, who we recorded the video. We had to go offline on Google Meet because I broke everything. But everyone's been catching up. It's had hundreds of views on our YouTube, which is so surreal to us again, because it means people are taking an interest in what's going on, and that's
a really good return. That is.
Yeah. I don't know whether they're all people who are watching happy, but they're watching either way. So, yeah, it's just a chance we're slowly introducing all of these important partners. So, like yourself, I use Cogita. I wouldn't have us recommend a service that we didn't believe in. You guys are
absolutely
the sole prep center that I use. I don't have any other prep center. You guys have been tested by me, and I know other people speak highly of you guys. So it's not just a case of these guys offer some sort of affiliate deal. Get them in. There you go. Because it wouldn't be fair.
Tried and tested. You actually believe in the product you're selling.
Yeah. If I'd have sent all my units to you and they went missing, I maybe question it. But no, I know as a service, as a seller using a service, I love what you guys do. I can't fault it.
Yeah, brilliant. That's great to hear. I appreciate that.
So it's just a quick chance, because me recommending services and promoting things this is how I do. I waffle on, and this is what I do. So it's a chance to
I've got one of them as well. It's sat next to you.
An opportunity for you guys to present it properly in a professional way and explain the perks and the benefits.
Yeah.
So I've got, let's say, I think 5 or 6 little questions to run through just to get some solid information out there to let people know how we're working together and what you guys offer. So it's mostly just if you can give us some sort of brief overview of what, because I know Flipping to Freedom is a community in itself outside. Flipping to Freedom Prep Services is like a standalone thing. So if you can just summarize a little bit about what Flipping to Freedom is and what Flipping to Freedom Prep Services can do.
Well, yeah, I mean, I touched on it briefly a moment ago that up until this day, FTF which got to be about 2.5 years old now. It is and always has been a capped community. So it's never been one of those groups where you can just open the floodgates, let everyone in and ruin what we're trying to build. We want this to be a business community, not just your run-of-the-mill cut group. And I feel like I've got that. It's tight-knit, it's intimate, it's nice. We're all quite close to one another. You build friendships, you build relationships, which I feel like in bigger groups, you don't sort of get that intimate feel. Myself and Kurt founded, like I say, over 2 years ago. To its core, it's a business community. The leads and all the extras are a byproduct, but it's more of a community of, I like that, a community of excellence. It's building your knowledge of the platform of Amazon of how to sell primarily, and everything else is a byproduct. We always have a people first approach, and like I said previously, it is, to my knowledge, the only group that is completely 100% reinvestment. We haven't taken a penny out of it. I mean, there might be some newer groups out there in a similar position, but to get to 2 years old, I don't think there's a group out there that can say they're completely 100% reinvestment, which I think me and Court are both very proud of. Quite right, said the expansions as well. We've got FTF Prep and something that isn't public yet. We've also got FTF Academy. FTF Prep had a very huge initial intake, to be fair, because obviously we've got a bank of sellers that use us as the core community. So had a huge initial uptake from the community, and ever since we went public about 3-4 months ago, it's been steady. It's been nice. And FTF Academy is, for the time being, it's only internal. It's only accessible for FTF members. But at some point during this year, it probably will end up going public. We'll build out a full offer for it, and it'll be something that'll be available to the masses as well. So the idea we're trying to build with FTF is it's not just your run-of-the-mill cut group. It's not just a prep center. It's not just something where you can recruit from. It's the entire package. You come to us, you can get everything from us. And that's ultimately what we've tried to build from day one. And FTF Prep is the first step on a long journey of other things we want to achieve to make it just that.
Yeah, that's spot on. I think similar to what we're trying to do with sourcing, like an all-in-one sourcing solution. Offering the education, the prep, everything all in one is so important. Because I know we speak to a lot of people who...
keeping up.
Sorry, can you go?
No, go on, mate, go on.
Because I know the sourcing that we do all takes effort. Similar to you guys, we're not teaching people to just say, buy this, because that's how stuff goes downhill quick. So I think the education side of things, super important to us. Well, I think in terms,
it's all well and good giving people the lead, it's a quick win and things like that. But if you're not actually giving them the things they need to be able to do it themselves, it's not going to be sustainable.
I know the similar stuff like that. The core of SourceSheets, what we started was from essentially the very brief version was I was running about all over Merseyside, all over the Northwest, doing just RA, knowing at the same time I must be walking past thousands in profit on a shelf, full price on a shelf, and now years later, this is where we are.
Yeah.
The extreme end.
When you think back all those times at the shop, you don't know how much money was on them shelves, and you look back now and you think, Christ.
Yeah.
How much money have I just walked past and not even realised?
It's essentially using retailers as a little cheeky wholesaler. That's the way I've been describing it.
Absolutely.
So essentially, in terms of prep and the prep services that you go for, I think the most important people want to know is like monthly fees, unit costs, box costs. If you can give us a brief little overview of costs that an average user, maybe a few hundred units a month or 1,000 units a month, could experience.
Yeah, I think it's worth knowing as well for people in SourceSheets that, to my knowledge, we are the cheapest, if not one of the cheapest, genuine complete offers for prep out there. And by what I mean real complete is you might get the odd Joe blogs in a self-storage that might be cheaper, they might want to offer it for cheaper. And in the effort of full transparency, we've actually just lost a client to someone like that, a Joe blogs in a self-storage unit offering a cheap rate. But I don't see that as something that's wise, personally, because things that comes with it are risk, theft, you can't insure it. It's not a trade premises, you can't have footfall, it's poor logistics, all these sorts of things you've got to weigh up in a self-storage unit versus an actual complete setup that's built for it, which is what we offer. And to my knowledge, we are one of the cheapest out there that offer that while maintaining a great service, having the complete package, not just being a chancer that's doing our self-storage lockup. But ultimately, you get what you pay for. If you're willing to pay the extra little bit, you're going to get the quality of the service that you should be having. But for people that were to sign up right now, I could pull up the pricing list. We have a £25 a month standing charge, and that's just to keep our books clean. The idea behind that is we don't want people joining and not using it and just sitting on the books. It gets messy, it gets unclean. It almost encourages people to use the service. Like if you're paying £25 a month for something, you're likely more going to use it if you weren't paying for it. It's just to stop people signing up and not using it, keep the back end clean for us. We charge 45p for a standard unit, 85p for a bulky unit. Now it's worth noting that most units aren't bulky. It's the things that, like your great big shark hoovers, your whopping great big air fryers, things like that.
Big boxes,
put a bit of common sense on it, and you'll know what a bulky unit is. 75p for a bundle. That's for the prep and the resource that goes into it. We charge £2 per new box, but we'll always try and reuse your boxes where possible. £2 a DG shipment. That's for the admin of getting the label directly with UPS, because obviously it doesn't offer partnered services for DG items, plus the cost of the shipping. And we offer volume discounts as well, at 2.5% off for 1,500 units and 5% off for 2,500 units. So ultimately, if you send more, you save more. And we are going to be introducing tiers for 7.5% and 10% off soon once we get people that are hitting those numbers frequently.
And I think that's really important, isn't it, Jack? Because the whole point is we want to help clients grow their business.
Absolutely.
So if we can incentivize and support them on that journey, we win as they win. So it's a shared success model. So as you grow your units, as you get more success in your business, we're able to offer better rates, because often people are buying more than they're not buying 10,000 different items. They tend to be buying a lot of the same, which drives efficiencies in our processes. But then we pass that back. So rather than just keeping an extra margin, we're sharing that with our clients. And I think that's a really nice way of growing together.
Yeah, absolutely. And to add on to that as well, we do have a couple of clients who are on their own negotiated rate, because they're doing such volume that it doesn't make sense to have them on a tiered discount, because they're just doing so much. It's just we've negotiated a rate for them that, again, like Cole said, it just incentivizes them to send more because we're supporting them as they scale. But yeah,
I think offering that, the idea of, if I was doing, let's say, 10 times the units I do now, that I could approach you guys and say, I'm going to be sending a lot to you guys, can we have a chat? To not just
absolutely.
Get a flat no, would be quite common, but to just be open to a chat. Not saying we might get a cheeky little rate, but just to have the opportunity to discuss it is the power in that is so valuable to be able to do.
Yeah, I mean, it is like Paul said, it's not about us just pinching extra margin where we can off people that do a lot of numbers. It is ultimately the core of FTF as a community, which is run by the same people, FTF Prep, FTF community. It is people first. We want to support people, help people grow their businesses. So it wouldn't make sense to completely do away with them values at FTF Prep. It's the same people running it, so it's the same values, it's the same morals. We have the intent of helping people and growing people's businesses. So it doesn't make sense to pocket those margins. Hence why we offer volume discounts and negotiable rates at higher volume counts.
Yeah, I think from a safety point of view, as a business, if you know you've got one guy sending 20, 30,000 units a month, you're able to offer a lesser rate because you've got that safety net of they're not disappearing in a month. It's a consistent in terms of business. It's important to know.
Funnily enough, it's actually one of those clients that is on a negotiated rate that we've just lost to someone in a self-storage unit, but it's one of them, isn't it? You can't please them all. I think they'll be back as well.
I'm pretty sure they will be. But the other thing as well is, if I was listening to this webinar and I was thinking, okay, I'm thinking about prep, you guys have just told me you run a community. That would be a bit of a red flag for me in most instances. And we thought about this when we were expanding the business. So what we've actually done is we've sort of divided and conquered a little bit and created almost Chinese walls between the businesses. Between Jack and I, Jack runs and oversees the operational side of the prep service, which means we've got an experienced guy running that. And then I look after the community side because, you know, I like chatting. I'm like you, Alex. I love having a natter. Yeah. So, but that gives us a Chinese wall and separates the businesses. And I think that's really important. Because if you're going to trust the company with your stock, with your business, you want to know that everything you deal with is confidential, that it's treated with the care that you would treat it in your own business. And that requires time and effort. And so we've divided and built a team that's centered around the prep to make sure we've got the staff and availability to support that business and our clients. But then we've also got separate team of people that run the community, and those two don't overlap. And I think that's really important. So it's one umbrella brand with the same philosophy, but the businesses run in a very different way because they need to do different jobs for different people.
Yeah, 100%. I know from the community work we do, as much as it's business, it's also very fun. It's all, none of it's some of the work that like me and Michelle used to do before we used to run Amazon. Michelle used to work in, say, shipping. She used to manage key accounts. There's no fun in that day. That's work all day, stress all day. So whereas your prep center would be the same. That's work. That's full work. As much as it might be an enjoyable work, it's business, community side of things, fun.
I've gotten a lot fitter since I started it anyway, that's for sure.
It is important to separate the two. So in terms of dealing with volume, I know you guys opened a second unit a little while ago. So we're dealing with like turnaround time and capacity. I know personally because I've had stock arrive and get shipped same day or next day from you guys. But what sort of timescales are people looking at for stock that they're sending in?
Well, our aim is to have everyone's stock turned around within 48 hours. Now, what that means, and we don't know what turnaround is, excuse me, that means received, checked over for damages, discrepancies, declared, prepped, boxed up and ready for collection again with UPS. So it's our aim that that's all done within 48 hours. And if it's not done within 72 hours, because we believe that we hold ourselves accountable to our guarantees, if that's not done within 72 hours, you'll receive 5% off your invoice for the month. All we need to do is mess up once and you've got 5% off for the month. Because when we set our aim at 48 hours, we want to maintain that 48 hours. So if it goes over that into 72, you get 5% off for the month.
And we've yet to have to pay that out, have we, Jack? We've had the guarantee and we've never had to pay it.
Yeah. Even when we was moving out of one address into the next, we didn't overlap that 72 hours at all. We got a bit close sometimes, obviously the stress of moving out, but we never failed the guarantee. But it is worth noting actually that our average turnaround time is about 4 hours. It's crazy. We've got an aim of 48, but it rarely goes beyond the day. And on normal sort of days where we're not swamped with stock, it's normally about 4 or 5 hours and they'll be ready to go again.
And here's another thing that other prep centers won't tell you. Other prep centers will prioritize their bigger clients. I know they do. And they will get the white glove service turned around, sent out straight away, chucked on socials. Every single one of our clients gets that guarantee. Every single one, whether you're sending in 10 units or 10,000 units. And the point of this is we've got to help everyone's business grow. So it's not about what's most important to our business in terms of the revenue that someone might generate. It's about the reputation that delivers for us as a business, regardless whether you're first time using a prep center or you've been using 3 or 4 others. And this is stuff that other prep centers won't talk about. And it's that kind of guarantee of a quality of service and holding yourself to account. It does mean it stifles our own growth sometimes, because maybe we have to, when we're looking at our forecast, go, maybe we can't take on 3 or 4 more clients yet, and we need to scale before we can do that. But that means we always get loading in capacity our end before we take on clients. So we sort of protect the business a bit. And a lot of prep centers don't talk about that. And a lot of prep centers have burned smaller sellers historically.
I think it's one of the things that it did make me curious when I was like, oh, my units are getting turned around awful quick. And then it turns out, oh no, that's just normal. I was like, okay, I thought
that's just standard.
That's
just what we do.
A little part of me did think I might be getting treated a bit special here. But now it just turns out, no, that's it. It's prepped quicker than I can prep it in our workshop. That's the thing. That's what really did me in. Like, okay, better than me, fair enough.
Well, that's the thing I always say as well. It's worth bearing in mind how much you can make by doing other things versus how much you can save on prepping. Because you might save a couple of quid a month by prepping it yourself, but you can probably make more in that time doing other things. And by doing that as well, you're leaving the prep to people who know what they're doing. It's their job, it's their livelihood. We are built to prep people's stock. So chances are we can do it a lot quicker, a lot more efficiently, a lot better, I guess, than people that are self-prepping their own stock. And in that same time that they're wasting, I guess, while we're learning the ropes of prepping, they could be used in sourcing and making more money than what they could be saving by prepping themselves. And I think that's an important thing a lot of people overlook.
Yeah, that's one of the things we've been dealing with recently, where we've been working with VAs. So if we're doing a little bit of prep, or we're out doing some other stuff or touching other business, and then at the end of the day having some leads to check out that are sourced from our VA, I know you can't start Amazon FBA and immediately VA prep center unless you're coming in with big money. But for just a normal seller on that journey, so when you outsource some sourcing, I think that's when, like you say, time frees up for, the most important part is spending money and getting the stock in. So if I'm bagging, if I've got 1,000 hairsprays or something to bag, that's not money making. Well, it sort of is, but it's not bringing in more money.
Absolutely. The time it's taking you to bag up them hairspray, you could be sourcing more products while leaving it to professionals. Yeah, I
think some people don't realise, maybe outside of FBA, how much time, just as one seller, prep can take. A few hundred units can take hours. If they all need bagging, we've had times where our bags, we've had to use one size up bag because we've run out of our small bag. And we have to tape them up nice, because I don't want to send in all flappy bags. Tape them up, everything. Find the right boxes. Boxes don't fit. Yeah, that adds up. The time just goes. Suddenly it's night.
It does.
Yeah, the day is gone.
By trying to be efficient, you end up being inefficient.
Yeah. As much as we're super tight with the business, but yeah, outsourcing certain things, there's a point. There's a point you have to accept. I need help.
Yeah.
You can't do it all yourself forever.
No. Especially if you want to get out of the business and get your boots off the ground a little bit, you absolutely need to be looking at outsourcing these sorts of things. Otherwise, yes, you might end up making nice money, but it's still just a job at the end of the day. If you can't get out of it, it's just a job.
Yeah,
I think that's really important. I think a lot of sellers that might be watching this back, I suspect that a lot of the reason they are doing a side hustle or Amazon as their full-time business is because they want to free up time. I imagine that's pretty high up on most people's repertoire. Obviously, being successful is being able to control your time. And I think any business that grows, you want to be someone that owns the business, not operates in the business. So slowly you have to start delegating, building teams, systems, and this is one part of that. But this is one that you can do relatively easily. It's low risk. It frees up a lot of time very quickly. And it helps you elevate how you think about your business, because all of a sudden you're thinking, okay, I need to factor in operational costs within my business, which might be prep costs. So I need to source differently. And it starts you thinking in a different way. So this is part of the graduation for me of running a business. This is a big milestone in lots of people's business, and we can help clients to understand where they are on that journey. Is this right for them at this point in time? Maybe it's not. Maybe at the moment, cash flow is the most important thing for them, or learning their sourcing before they start outsourcing parts. But this is the benefit of where we've got experience in this business model. We can advise people, support people, and help them on their journey.
Yeah, that's very nice. So is there a chance that if I come to you as a relatively newer seller, you might not take me on as a client, or you might advise that it might not be the right time to take the jump to a prep centre?
Yeah, it's happened in our community. That there are people who've said, "Oh yeah, great, we'll jump on board with you. We love the community. We're going to jump into that." And we're like, "Probably not yet. Your sourcing margin's pretty tight. You're pretty new, and cash is king right now. You need to start the snowball. You're not quite there yet." And then they come on board 3, 4, 5 months later when they're in a different place of their business, and they've got different needs. They're actually needing to spend more time to learn to source, learn to think about what does a wholesale model look like, moving out of RA to OA, as you mentioned earlier. So depending where you are in your business, and this is the beauty of that experience, it's people who understand the business you're operating in to help you on your journey.
Yeah, I think that's really important to know that it's not just sign everyone up. It's not all about money. It's not all about just getting as many clients in as possible. If it's not, because you've got that experience of working with newer sellers and experienced sellers, to be able to say, maybe revisit us 2 months, 3 months. I think, shows a lot of heart in it. So I won't keep you forever, so I'll wrap up a couple of bits. Just in terms of, if I know the systems used, if I was a new seller coming to you guys, new client, what sort of systems or responsibilities are on me to let you guys know what I'm buying, what you guys can expect from me? Because I'm presuming you wouldn't just want it where I buy a load of stuff and it just arrives. So what's a very brief flow or responsibilities as the seller in the dynamic of working with you guys?
It's really simple. We have a very rudimentary Google sheet. It asks for all the basic information like the date you ordered it, the ASIN you're listing it on, the SKU that we should assign it to if you've got multiple SKUs on the same ASIN, the retailer, so we can check it off against the box if it's nameless if need be, and what the unit count is, whether or not it's a bundle, DG, and that's pretty much it. Once you've filled that in, that gives us all the information we need. We'll need, when we're setting it up, we'll need third-party access into your seller account. Just get a couple of perms off you, just so that we can basically, the good relationship is we shouldn't be bothering you. You shouldn't need to be hearing from us. So if we have all the information we need, we can just crack on in the background. We don't need to bother you, only if ever there's something wrong. And those perms will give us the access to just be able to do exactly that. We shouldn't need to be bothering you unless something goes wrong, and we can just be your silent partner in the background, just helping you scale your business, freeing up your time, and you can be diverting that time elsewhere. It really is a simple system that we run on, and that sheet feeds into our database, and that database gives us everything we need in a simple view to be able to make sure we're doing your stock as efficiently as possible. It's really simple.
I like that dynamic. If I don't hear from you, there's no problem. It's a nice system.
That's the best kind of relationship.
Yeah.
If you're hearing from us every day, it means something's going wrong. If we're silent, we're just ticking over. Everything's going fine. And I think, to be honest, most people don't want to be hearing from us every day. You don't want us in your DMs every day. You just want to be able to send your stock to us and just leave us to it. And I think that's the best relationship.
And there's a couple of benefits of that, right? I wish I could count. If I had a penny for every seller that doesn't track their data, that doesn't keep on top of their invoices, keep on top of what I bought when, from where, what card did I use, did I get cash? This is a really lovely way of making sure that people do at least the very basics. What did I buy? When was it? Where was it from? Yeah. So you've always got that. You've got this extra data that if you're a bit lazy on the data front, which some people can be, or maybe they just don't know to capture information, basic information, instead of looking through your emails and figuring out what you've sold and relying on SDK alone, there's plenty of sellers that do it. This is another touch point to go, okay, well, this is a really simple process. It takes me a few minutes, and all of a sudden I've got access to that data, and I've handed over something that's going to save me hours, and it took me seconds to upload a bit of information. I mean, Jack, do you want to talk about the where we're going with our database as well to make this a little bit smoother and a bit more slick?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm sure some people might already know a fella called Charlie Swatkins. He's the guy that built Inventory Pal, the database that a lot of people use to track all their inventory. We've approached him for a bespoke build, and we're going to have our entire back-end database put onto Airtable, built by him. It's going to cost us a good chunk in change, but it's going to speed up our operations tenfold. Like, you think our turnarounds are quick now, you wait until we've got that database in the back end working with us. It's going to be phenomenal.
And the beauty of that, as a client of ours, your database will live update. So you'll know when it's prepped, you know when it's sent, you know when it's arrived, you know if there's a discrepancy, you know what we've done about the discrepancy, you know the DG, you know the cost of the DG, you know the tracking numbers, you know what Amazon shipments are, all automated. It's there as a live database. You can literally see as we're working. It will be.
I think the important thing on that is it's something that we want to maintain at all times is full transparency. You want to know where everything is, and we want to provide you with all that information so you can see what, where, when. So you've got full transparency over all the stock in your business, how much you're spending with us, and that's all updated. The database relays that information back to the sheet in real time, so you can see it all live as it's happening.
Yeah, I think that's really I know what you mean about that investment in the business itself. The actual physical activity of doing the prep, really good. I know how efficient it is, but that side of things, the technical side of things, also important. I love a Google Sheet. Don't get me wrong. I'm fine with a good Google Sheet. But I know as people grow, as businesses grow, people might expect more. They might expect that level of full access to absolutely everything instantly. The comment you make about tracking purchases, guilty of it. We used to have no system. We just used to get our invoices, get our emails, until we did a lot of Amazon EU purchases as a business. So payments weren't being taken straight away. They're taken on dispatch of goods, and we spent a good couple of grand. And then the phones were just pinging. X euros, X euros, X euros. And you don't know what purchase lines up to what product. So you don't know if something's delayed. You don't know if something hasn't been paid for, if something's been cancelled. So yeah, since we had one good go, and went, this system isn't good. So in theory, the prep sheet that I use with you guys is that in itself. It's a log of purchases, what I've bought and where it's gone. Yeah. It's just a nice, simple way.
If you're using it properly, that will give you all the information you'd need anyway to go on to reconcile your inventory if need be.
Yeah. I think that's one of the issues that we tried to provide a little spreadsheet a little while ago, because it was essentially we tried to follow the journey of stock from payment for goods, receipt of goods, shipment, and then check-in at Amazon. It's someone will build it because it's someone cleverer than me. Because I think it's an important journey. It's fine saying I've bought it, it's arrived at Amazon, and it's sold. But between you buying it from a supplier and it being checked in, it's a bit of a messy area. So yeah, similar. It sounds like what you guys are covering pretty well. If I buy something, it arrives at you. I know it's arrived.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it only made sense to go to Charlie because he's got the experience in the sector. He's in the past been a massive seller, and he built this fantastic database that pretty much every seller I know uses. So it only made sense because he's got the experience, he's got the know-how to put that together, and it's going to make us a brilliant bespoke database. So it only made sense to go to him to provide just that.
The important thing here is we did look at software that's just you can buy off market. There's loads of logistics software we could have used, but it's not designed for Amazon. It's not designed for Amazon sellers. It's not designed for Amazon business. And there are niche business. Yeah, there are quirks and differences, and so this is bespoke built for Amazon FBA business, a wholesale business that will track the metrics, split shipments, things haven't arrived, damaged goods. All of those things are built into the logic. So that's where we're investing a lot of our money at the moment, is to improve the infrastructure to help sellers and to help us at the back end as well as we grow. The systems need to grow with us.
Yeah, 100%. One similar to what we've done. The thing we want didn't exist, so we built it. There's no other option. If there's stuff similar to it, like you say, there's software available, but everything that you visit, you probably got the same experience. You think you've got the right thing, and then it doesn't do one thing. Never mind. Okay, move on to the next. Yeah, commission your own, 100%. Design every aspect of it how you want it. That's all it is. So I'll let you guys, if you want to do,
work in the long run.
you want to do a little summary for people, just so they know where they can get hold of you guys. I know we've got a channel where people can get hold of you. I think we've got some links to websites and things like that. If someone just wants a chat to discuss fees, or if they want to just sign up, become a client, where can they reach out to you guys?
Well, I practically live on Discord these days, so my DMs are always open if people wanted to reach out to me. But FTF Prep is hosted in a Discord server anyway. You've got a link, I believe, in one of your partner services if people want to click through to that. You get a full read-up of what we're about, our pricing, pretty much everything you'd need to know about us as a service you can find on our Discord server. But like I say, if you want to just chat, just reach out, anything like that. My DMs are always open. I'll probably reply at 4 o'clock in the morning, to be honest. I've got nothing better to do.
We're also building out our Google reviews, so don't take our word for it. Take our clients' words for it. Good, bad, or indifferent, it goes on there, so you can find us on there. We've also got a new website launching very soon, so you'll be able to see all of the offer from FTF. But the prep side of things, if you want to come and visit us as well, we're in a physical warehouse. You're more than welcome. If you're in the Midlands somewhere, you want to come and have a cup of coffee, you're more than welcome. So, you know, we're very transparent about what we do.
That'll do, mate. Right, I won't keep you any longer. I think it's so late, but it's nearly dinner time for us. But it's been wonderful just to chat and share some insights. Like I say, I trust you guys with my business. So to give you guys the opportunity to say why others should is worth a lot more than me waffling on about it. Always will be.
No. Well, thank you for the opportunity. We've really enjoyed coming. There's a lot of shared values, I think, between how you run your business and your group and how we approach the same area. Just trying to help people, because actually that's the most rewarding part, right? Seeing others win and you help them.
100%. Go on, I'll let you guys go. Thank you for chatting with me, as much as it's a good waffle.
Thanks, Alex.
See you soon.